The doctor sat down, introduced themselves, and asked how they could help me. I briefly explained the simple ailment to them as they opened my digital chart on their computer. I could see the moment that they saw the notes indicating I was HIV positive. With little more than an excuse me, they got up and left the room. As I sat there, emotions started hitting me and I wondered, why do they fear me? Quickly, the tears welling up in my eyes stopped as I felt the frustration rising within me. I had been diagnosed with AIDS 14 years earlier and with the compassionate care of my HIV specialist, achieved the milestone of being undetectable after just 4 years. But I needed a family doctor to attend to the minor ailments that one comes across as they age. My body's immune system had become weaker and less resistant to the many infections, viruses, and other medical issues that would resolve normally on their own. First, I located some general practitioners in my area. At the first appointment, I explained I was HIV positive and was looking for a doctor to manage my issues not related to my HIV status. They looked at me and bluntly said no. They were not willing to have me as a patient. I left, disappointed but not defeated. Feeling determined, I made an appointment with the next one on my list. My second attempt was met with the same response, as was the third. I reached out to the College of Physicians and Surgeons who said that they would send me the names of 3 referrals that I could see. One by one, I repeated the process, getting the same rejections. I reached out to the college once again, and the next 3 referrals had the same rejections, one by one. Finally, I had a medical need, so here I was, once again, hoping that maybe this time the doctor would not fear me and I would be left disappointed when they finally returned. 10 minutes later, the doctor returned, again without explanation. I was upset and told them to prescribe some simple antibiotics that I knew were all that I needed so I could leave. Walking out the door, I added them up, 11 doctors that either did not want to treat me or treated me with fear. Months later, I was sitting in the exam room at the local clinic again, preparing myself for fear in the doctor's face, already feeling angry about how I would be treated. I looked up when the doctor walked in the room and I was surprised with their warm smile. My hopes were suddenly lifted. I explained my medical concern, offered that I was HIV positive and undetectable, and suggested a treatment option. They looked at me and with just a trace of hesitation said they would help me out, and we carefully reviewed the facts of my need, and with a little research online, we came to the mutual decision on the best treatment option. I left that day feeling respected. I felt like I had been seen by a doctor for the first time. Over a decade later, they are still my family doctor and have always treated me fairly and with compassion. They've learned with me and been willing to reach out to others on my behalf. My health continued to get worse, but they were always willing to look outside the examination room for treatment options and advocate for me to other specialists as my needs became more complex. I'm alive today because of the care for me as their patient that they provided. I've not seen them much in the last few years, but I was there recently, and when they walked into the room, their eyes lit up, and as always, a huge smile came across their face. With genuine appreciation, they remarked on how great I looked. They had seen me at my worst, so those words meant so much to me, and that smile will live in my memories for the rest of my life. I still have complex needs that find me challenging medical professionals to do better and look for treatment options that exist outside of their examination room. I am HIV positive, but I should not be feared.